Young and the Restless. 5 couple swaps we need ASAP, game-changing pairings fans are begging for. Young and the Restless finds trouble in paradise for some pairs in Genoa City, and also some pairings aren't really working out that well. So, we've got some couple swaps we'd like to see as we head into 2026 that could really shake things up on YandR. Will Summer Newman return to Young and the Restless to reunite with Kyle Abbott? The first couple we want to talk about is a reunion. I'd like to see Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, get back with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller. They've name-dropped Summer, Allison Lanier, many times recently, so that's a hint that Kyle's ex-wife may return to Genoa City. And let's be real, we need Summer back so she can slap some sense into her awful mother, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. We've seen Summer's mom spiraling for quite a while now, and Phyllis just keeps making one bad choice after the other. Phyllis has gone too far on YandR. This latest stunt where she stole Kane Ashby's, Billy Flynn, AI and gave it to Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, was just, let's be real, pure stupidity. And now Phyllis is trying to get Marchetti signed over to Summer to try and redeem herself in her kids' eyes. But Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, backed out because Phyllis is a selfish liar. So I think Summer needs to come back to deal with Phyllis, but also they could reunite Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell's family. Now that Kyle has finally given up on Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, that clears a path for Kyle to reunite with Summer, Allison Lanier. And if Allison Lanier doesn't want to come back, they could recast the role again. Young and the Restless, Summer still hung up on Kyle. If you remember, she wanted Kyle before she went to Italy. She was still interested. So maybe if Summer comes back, Kyle will realize that he belongs with her. Kyle and Summer have been together for a long time, off and on. You know, there's a soulmate vibe there. I won't say there's not. Also, Summer needs to rip Victor a new one for trying to destroy her son Harrison's legacy because Jabot would fall to him. So maybe Summer can write her grandpa Victor a reality check as well. Noah Newman and Audra Charles, a YandR 2026 reunion prediction. The second couple we want to see happen is another reunion. That's Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, and his ex Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. I mean, let's be real, Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, is not a great fit for Noah for a few reasons. Sienna is his mom, Sharon Newman's Sharon Case, age for starters. You know, if Noah wants to start a family, adoption's the only way. Nothing wrong with adoption, but the age gap is a little problematic. But that's not the most problematic thing about Sienna. More importantly, she's married to psycho Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, who's fixated on destroying the Newmans and murdering Noah for cheating with Sienna. It's clear that Noah has this twisted crush on Sienna, but it's not something that's going to last. I feel like things started going badly with Aline Gwynn, Kelsey Wong, and Noah, and then he met Sienna, and maybe it was just some kind of rebound thing. A hot, experienced older woman, you know, something to try, something on Noah's bucket list, something because he and Allie were having problems. And we could see Matt try and kill Sienna, or she might die trying to stop Matt from killing Noah. And then there's the fact that when he ran into Audra, there were sparks and chemistry between them. I definitely think a reunion could be in the cards for Noah and Audra. Young and the Restless, Noah is perfect for Audra. I think Noah might be just who Audra needs to break her string of bad choices. The last time Noah was around, back when Rory Gibson was in the role, Audra made a play for him. And when she ran into him at the GCAC, Audra was checking out Noah. They had a little moment. There were some sparks there until Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, dragged his son away to deal with the Sienna and Matt mess. Now, I don't think Noah's new chick is going to stick around. She may live, she may die, but I do think he and Audra might spark in 2026. I'd be here for it. Shipping Adam Newman and Sally Spectra for a New Year romance on YandR. Another reunion that fans have been asking for and are more than ready to see is Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. That would be a really nice gift for the new year. You know, Adam and Sally had a great love story. They complemented each other. Their chemistry was off the charts. Adam adored Sally. They made little baby Ava. And then Nick just had to get in the middle because that's how he is. He's a petty Betty. I mean, yeah, Adam caused issues when he split up with Sally trying to save her job. But if not for Nick's interference, I think Adam and Sally might have cleared that up pretty easily. And lots of fans still want to see them together. They still ship Adam and Sally. Plus, I fully expect Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, to let Sally down. It feels inevitable. I have no doubt Billy's going to backslide into his vengeful old self-destructive behavior and try and go after Victor again and completely blow it with Sally. Even Jack keeps saying he's worried that Billy wants the AI not to destroy it, but to use it. And of course, we know he'd use it on Victor. So, this could be foreshadowing about Billy going dark again. And if he lets Sally down, I'm pretty sure she'll leave Billy. And that would open the door for Sally to reconcile with Adam, which would make a lot of fans happy. Rumor has it the only reason Adam is with Chelsea Lawson Newman now is because Melissa Claire Egan has some sway with head writer Josh Griffith. But that's behind-the-scenes gossip. That's not written in stone. Will Billy Abbott and Chelsea Lawson Newman find their way back together on Young and the Restless? All right, but that does lead us to reconciliation number 4, Billy getting back with Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan. Right now, she's ready to walk away from Adam if he doesn't leave Newman Media, and if he doesn't stop being Victor's puppet and attack dog. But that's easier said than done for Adam because his daddy issues are serious, and he is desperate for Victor's approval. So, bottom line, Chelsea may have to walk away even though it would be hard on Connor Newman, Judah Mackey. Then again, the kid likes Sally and Billy, so I think he'd be okay with his parents rearranging their relationships again. If Chelsea left Adam, just as Billy is letting Sally down and she has to dump Billy, that would pave the way for Chelsea to get back with Billy. A lot of fans liked them together. I liked them together. Plus, Billy saved Chelsea's life. He literally pulled her off a ledge. So, if Billy spiraled out, I could see Chelsea being there to bail him out and pull him back off a metaphorical ledge where Billy's ready to jump back into revenge against Victor. And Chelsea and Adam, let's face it, they're dull together and Billy's not good for Sally. The slow burn of Holden Novak and Claire Grace Newman in 2026 on Young and the Restless. All right, the fifth and final couple to talk about is not a reunion, but a new pairing that's been on a slow burn and kind of a will they won't they. That's Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron. Now, obviously, they've hit the sheets, but he wants a romance and she isn't right there. So, I really like them together more than I liked Kyle and Claire has together. Always thrived on passion, betrayal, and the tangled web of relationships that keeps fans glued to their screens. Over the decades, Genoa City has been home to some of the most legendary couples in daytime history. Some scorching hot, some tragically doomed. But one thing is clear. The right pairing at the right time can change the entire energy of the show. And let's face it, fans are restless, literally. They want new sparks, old flames reignited, and most importantly, couples that make the drama explode in ways only YandR can deliver. So, what if we dared to play matchmaker, shake up the town, and imagine some game-changing pair swaps that could turn Genoa City upside down? Strap in, this list is bold, unexpected, and exactly what fans are begging for. 1. Victoria Newman x Adam Newman. Yes, you read that right. Before you clutch your pearls, hear me out. Victoria and Adam have always shared a magnetic tension that borders on dangerous obsession. Their history is messy, unpredictable, and, well, Newman drama at its finest. Victoria has been a powerhouse, strong, resilient, and often in control. But pairing her with Adam could unleash a side of her that fans haven't fully seen in years. Adam thrives on chaos, scheming, and control, yet he also craves love and redemption. Imagine them together. Two Newmans, two forces of nature, their chemistry undeniable, and their scheming? Next level. It's a pairing that screams high-stakes romance, betrayal, and yes, scandalous corporate sabotage. Fans have long theorized Vadim could be the ultimate twist, and honestly, the time feels right. Victoria deserves a love that matches her fire, and Adam deserves a partner who can both challenge and match his cunning. 2. Sally Spectra x Jack Abbott. Sally and Jack have danced around each other for years, flaring with moments of attraction and awkward tension. Yet, their potential as a power couple has never been fully explored. Jack has always been the quintessential Abbott, strong, ambitious, and loyal, but also a little guarded. Sally, with her charm, wit, and fearless approach to life, could push him out of his comfort zone in the most delicious way. Think about it. Sally's creative energy paired with Jack's strategic mind could create not only romantic fireworks but also business intrigue that reshapes the Abbott empire. And let's not forget the sheer fan appeal. There's something undeniably fun about seeing the glamorous, free-spirited Sally steal the heart of the often serious Jack. 3. Phyllis Summers x Dylan McAvoy. Talk about a pairing that could send fans into a frenzy. Phyllis is a woman of passion and daring decisions, and Dylan has always carried an air of quiet strength with just the right amount of brooding mystery. Their chemistry has been simmering in the background for years, waiting for the perfect spark. Imagine Phyllis, bold and unapologetic, alongside Dylan's calm yet intense energy. They could ignite a romance built on intrigue, jealousy, and undeniable lust, a classic YandR recipe for high-stakes drama. Plus, this pairing would throw existing relationships into chaos, creating the kind of ripple effect that fans live for. 4. Nick Newman x Chelsea Lawson. Here's one that is both daring and deeply satisfying. Nick has had his share of tumultuous romances, and Chelsea has been a fan favorite for her blend of vulnerability, sass, and strength. Bringing them together could redefine both characters' arcs. Nick x Chelsea is more than just a rebound. They complement each other in ways that could deepen the storytelling. Chelsea's grounded, yet unpredictable nature could challenge Nick to grow, while Nick's loyalty and protective streak could make Chelsea feel safe in ways she hasn't before. Their romance could explore the messy, complicated realities of love in Genoa City, heartbreak, redemption, and possibly a future that feels earned. 5. Mariah Copeland x Devon Hamilton. Fans have been whispering about this one for a while, and honestly, it could be legendary. Mariah has been through heartbreak after heartbreak, and Devon's steady presence, combined with his empathy and passion, could be exactly what she needs. Devon has always been a man of integrity and emotional depth, and pairing him with Mariah could allow for a love story that's both intense and tender, a rare combination in Genoa City. Their journey could tackle trust, healing, and new beginnings, while also sparking jealousy and rivalry among the town's other residents. It's a pairing that could bring hope and heart to a city often consumed by schemes and betrayal. 6. Summer Newman x Kyle Abbott. Some might say, but they're already a couple. True. But imagine a version of this pairing where Summer's ambition meets Kyle's quiet determination in new, unpredictable ways. Perhaps they swap roles in the power dynamics of business, love, and family alliances. Summer could become the Abbott strategist while Kyle explores his risk-taking side. And the result? Fireworks, both in the bedroom and the boardroom. This dynamic would also create plenty of narrative tension with their respective families, keeping fans glued to every episode, speculating which family allegiance will win in the end. 7. Sharon Newman x Ray Rosales. Here's a pairing that could feel like a fresh breeze in Genoa City's often suffocating drama. Sharon, the eternal romantic with a history of heartbreak, paired with Ray, the composed, loyal, and morally grounded detective. Well, it's a formula for unexpected passion. Sharon brings spontaneity, emotional depth, and yes, a little chaos, while Ray offers stability, trust, and protection. Together, they could explore a love story that balances realism with the heart-fluttering excitement fans crave. The added bonus? It creates tension with Sharon's other romantic entanglements, giving writers endless material for twists and cliffhangers. Why these swaps could work? What makes these pairings so tantalizing is their potential to shake up established storylines without feeling forced. They bring together old chemistry, untapped tension, and new dynamics that can ripple across Genoa City. Pair swaps like these also allow characters to evolve. They push boundaries, challenge assumptions, and, most importantly, keep fans talking. Soap operas thrive on reinvention. When done right, a single pairing can transform the tone of the show, boost ratings, and revitalize characters who might otherwise fade into the background. These swaps are bold, yes, but they're exactly the kind of risks that have historically paid off in YandR's long and storied history. Fan reactions we're hoping for. The beauty of imagining these pair swaps is that fans already have strong opinions. Social media would explode. Threads analyzing chemistry, polls debating the best match, and endless what-if scenarios. Fans want love stories that feel earned but still unpredictable. They want drama, tension, and yes, a little scandal. Picture the headlines. Victoria Newman and Adam Newman. Is this the Newman power couple we've been waiting for? Jack Abbott finally gets the sass and spark he deserves with Sally Spectra. Phyllis Summers and Dylan McAvoy. Genoa City's most shocking pairing? These aren't just swaps. They're conversation starters, content generators, and potential game changers for YandR in 2026 and beyond. Scorpio's moon hung low over Genoa City as the drama of the young and the restless churned on like an unending tide. If there's one thing this soap has perfected over the decades, it's the art of taking the most explosive exits and turning them into even more explosive returns. And at the center of one of the most buzzed-about potential homecomings? Summer Newman, the fiery, fashion-forward, emotionally layered daughter of Phyllis Summers and Nick Newman, and perhaps most passionately connected in fans' hearts to Kyle Abbott. Ever since Summer's last scene, departing town with her heart in tatters and her soul crying out for something real, viewers have wondered, is this really the end of Summer and Kyle? What if this was only Act 1 in a tale of love, growth, loss, and return? What if, like a phoenix drawn back to the fire, Summer is destined to come home to Genoa City and back into the arms of her one true emotional counterbalance? Kyle Abbott. Let's spin a story worth watching. Act 1. Departure and Transformation. Summer left Genoa City at a crossroads, not just romantically but spiritually. For so long, her identity was tied to chaos. Dangerous relationships, risky decisions, and a self-destructive streak that often derailed her happiness. But in her final scenes, there was a subtle shift. Summer's gaze wasn't wild, it was searching. Searching for meaning. For purpose. For love that didn't leave her raw and bleeding. Off-screen, that search took her to places both glamorous and grueling. Modeling campaigns in Paris, meditation retreats in Bali, charity work in South America. Summer didn't run, she evolved. She learned to love herself outside of her family's shadows, outside of Genoa City's suffocating expectations, and outside of a romance that once defined her. And yet, no matter how far she traveled, there was one constant memory that tugged at her heartstrings every night: Kyle Abbott. Act 2. Kyle's quiet desperation. Back in Genoa City, Kyle was a portrait of composed devastation. On the outside, he was thriving. Abbott Enterprises was soaring, his relationship with business, not people, was stable, and he had carved a reputation as a sharply intelligent, unfailingly loyal son. But underneath that polished exterior was a truth he never admitted to anyone. Summer wasn't truly gone from his heart. Hayden was kind. Amanda was fun. Even Audra had sparked something electric and unpredictable. But none of them ever made Kyle think other than Summer. He remembered their laughter echoing down the halls of Crimson Lights. He remembered the nights under the stars at the Abbott estate, arms entwined, dreaming out loud about a future that felt too good to be true. And he remembered how he let fear of vulnerability, fear of heartbreak, fear of losing everything, push her away. If Kyle's journey has taught him anything, it's this: great love isn't about perfection, it's about courage. Act 3. The Catalyst, a letter, a memory, a return. In our imagined return, the catalyst doesn't arrive as a wild thunderbolt. Instead, it comes quietly, like all great soap comebacks do, through something utterly mundane yet deeply emotional. An old letter. Summer left behind a journal when she departed. Hidden in her closet, tucked between shoes she swore she'd wear one day. Kyle never knew it existed, until his sister, Mariah, accidentally discovered it while reorganizing his apartment. Inside, Summer's handwritten pages weren't filled with melodramatic declarations. They were real, vulnerable, honest. Thoughts about fear, growth, love, regrets, and something she never fully admitted aloud. She still belonged to Kyle, in a way she couldn't deny and never wanted to. The last entry wasn't dramatic, it was hopeful. And it read like an invitation rather than a goodbye. That's when Kyle realized Summer wasn't done with him. And he wasn't done with her. Act 4. Sparks, missteps, and emotional reckoning. Summer returns to Genoa City under ambiguous circumstances. Not frantic, not dramatic, just purposeful. She steps off the plane with confidence wrapped in caution, as if she's afraid to hope too loudly. They run into each other at Society, the place where so many of their most tender memories began. Summer's stunned. Kyle's breath catches. Neither speaks at first. They don't need to. The tension, the longing, the history between them says it all. But of course, this being Genoa City, nothing is simple. Kyle is pulled into a high-stakes Abbott Enterprises boardroom crisis. Summer is offered a once-in-a-lifetime creative collaboration with a rival fashion house. Hayden suddenly reappears with questions. Audra sends an ambiguous text meant for Kyle, but accidentally sent to Summer. Drama unfolds. Misunderstandings bubble. Pride and old wounds pull them apart at critical moments. Yet beneath every argument, beneath every delay, is something undeniable: unfinished love. Act 5. The turning point, authentic vulnerability. Then comes the moment that changes everything. Not a conventionally grand gesture, but a moment of raw honesty. It happens at Abbott Mansion late at night. Kyle is working on projections in his office when Summer knocks softly on the door. They talk, really talk, for the first time in years. No games. No defenses. Just truth. Summer admits her fears about returning. About losing herself again. About loving someone so completely that it hurt to breathe without them. Kyle confesses his own failures. How he let fear hold him back, how he sabotaged their love by building walls instead of bridges, how he's tried to find reasons not to love her and failed. It's messy, heartbreaking, honest. And for the first time, they look at each other not as lovers defined by their past mistakes, but as adults shaped by them. Act 6, a tender reunion, with a twist of hope. Their reconciliation doesn't happen instantly. It's not fireworks and confetti. Instead, it's a quiet moment, a hand reaching for another, an unspoken, "I'm here," a breath that feels like home. Summer doesn't say, "I'm staying," and Kyle doesn't ask her to. What they do say, without saying a word, is this: they're willing to try again. Not because they're perfect. Not because the universe has cleared their path. But because they chose each other again, consciously, courageously, vulnerably. And in Genoa City, that's the kind of story that changes everything. Epilogue: what this means for the young and the restless. If Summer Newman returns to reunite with Kyle Abbott, it wouldn't be a rehash of old flames or comfortable nostalgia. It would be a story about Sparkle's growth, two people who ventured into the world, discovered themselves, and returned not as they were but as who they are meant to be. Sparkle's second chances, not taken lightly, but earned through self-reflection and courage. Sparkle's love that evolves, not static or predictable, but resilient and rooted in truth. Their reunion isn't about erasing the past, it's about rewriting the future. And in a world where love stories are often tragic or temporary, Kyle and Summer could give Genoa City, and young and the restless fans everywhere, something rare, a second chance that feels real. So will Summer Newman return to reunite with Kyle Abbott? In the tapestry of Genoa City drama, where fate and choice collide, let's imagine that she does, not perfectly, not magically, but with all the depth, complexity, and heart we've come to expect from this Genoa City. Few characters can stir the pot quite like Phyllis Summers. Over the years, she's been a master manipulator, a cunning businesswoman, and of course a woman with a heart capable of great love or explosive revenge. But recently, Phyllis has crossed a line, leaving fans questioning just how far she is willing to go, and who, if anyone, can stop her. The seeds of chaos were planted weeks ago when Phyllis decided to take matters into her own hands regarding the ongoing drama at Jabot Cosmetics. Jack Abbott, ever the perfectionist and skeptic, had been wrestling with the challenges of a company facing internal sabotage, shifting alliances, and a high-stakes merger. Phyllis, with her keen business acumen and unapologetic bravado, stepped in, ostensibly to help Jabot navigate the storm. But it quickly became clear. Phyllis was playing a game of her own. It started innocently enough, or so it seemed. She offered Jack a plan to outmaneuver a potential corporate rival, convincing him that her strategy was foolproof. Jack, wary yet desperate for results, reluctantly agreed. The early moves were subtle. Phyllis leveraging her connections, planting hints of doubt in the minds of competitors, and quietly undermining anyone who opposed her. It was textbook Phyllis, seductive, strategic, and ruthless when needed. However, things escalated when Phyllis's personal stakes became entangled with her business ambitions. Her complicated relationship with Jack Abbott, filled with lingering passion and unhealed wounds, fueled her actions. Every calculated maneuver carried a whisper of personal vengeance, an attempt to prove not just to Genoa City, but to Jack himself, that she was indispensable. But in her quest for validation, Phyllis has begun to blur the line between clever strategy and outright sabotage. The first major crack appeared during a pivotal board meeting at Jabot. Phyllis orchestrated a scenario that made it appear as though one of Jack's trusted allies had leaked sensitive information to a rival company. The accusation, though untrue, sowed immediate distrust and paranoia among the executives. While Jack tried to mediate, Phyllis subtly manipulated conversations, planting seeds of doubt that fractured long-standing relationships. It was a masterclass in deception and a stark warning. Phyllis had gone too far. Meanwhile, her personal life added fuel to the fire. Dylan McAvoy, caught between loyalty and suspicion, began noticing Phyllis's increasingly erratic behavior. Her late-night calls, cryptic messages, and the carefully staged coincidences that kept cropping up in his path were more than a little unsettling. Dylan, once her staunch ally and confidant, started questioning whether Phyllis's actions were still guided by principle, or if obsession and ego had completely taken over. Phyllis's tactics didn't stop at Jabot. In a shocking twist, she subtly manipulated Billy Abbott, Jack's younger brother, playing on old rivalries and insecurities. Billy, already prone to impulsive decisions, found himself unwittingly furthering Phyllis's agenda. From leaking insider information to misdirecting competitors, Billy became a pawn in Phyllis's elaborate chess game. What started as a bid to save Jabot had now become a full-blown power play with real consequences. And then there's the explosive fact angle. A portmanteau fans have long speculated about Phyllis and Jack. While Phyllis has always had a complex bond with Jack, her recent schemes seem motivated as much by desire and pride as business strategy. Rumors swirl that she may be orchestrating situations to draw Jack closer, or perhaps push him away, testing his limits. It's a high-wire act of passion, manipulation, and control. But the danger lies in Phyllis underestimating the people around her. Jack, despite his exasperation and occasional gullibility, has begun piecing together the extent of Phyllis's maneuvers. Nikki Newman, ever the moral compass of Genoa City, has also taken notice. Her quiet interventions, subtle warnings, and carefully chosen words hint that she may be the one to finally hold Phyllis accountable. And let's not forget Victor Newman, an unpredictable force whose patience for schemers like Phyllis is notoriously short. One misstep, and Phyllis could find herself isolated in a city where alliances shift faster than loyalties. Fans are captivated, watching the slow-burning tension reach a boiling point. Social media is abuzz with speculation. Has Phyllis crossed a line from which there is no return? Will her ambition destroy her personal relationships, particularly with Jack, Dylan, and Billy? Or is this merely the latest act in her decades-long saga of triumph and betrayal? One thing is certain. Phyllis Summers is no longer just a player in Genoa City. She is a force of nature. Her charm, intelligence, and ambition make her magnetic, but her recklessness and desire for control have made her a wild card. Every decision now carries enormous risk, and viewers are left on edge, anticipating the fallout from her latest schemes. Some analysts suggest that Phyllis's storyline is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition. She embodies the duality of a woman who can be both the hero and the villain, often simultaneously. In attempting to seize control, she risks alienating allies, provoking enemies, and ultimately undermining the very empire she seeks to protect. The drama is riveting because it feels authentic. Phyllis is human in her flaws, and yet larger than life in her schemes. Adding layers to the drama, her interactions with Mariah Copeland and Summer Newman have created ripple effects across Genoa City. The younger generation, entangled in Phyllis's manipulations, serves as a reflection of her impact on the city. Each decision she makes doesn't just affect the boardroom. It reverberates through personal relationships, testing loyalty, love, and trust. It's this complex web of ambition, desire, and consequence that makes Phyllis's latest storyline so compelling. Viewers are drawn not only to her cunning, but also to the moral tension. Can someone so brilliant and determined avoid self-destruction? Or has Phyllis finally gone too far? Crossed the point of no return? As the city holds its breath, one thing is inevitable. Drama, betrayal, and perhaps a shocking revelation are just around the corner. Phyllis Summers may have overplayed her hand, but in Genoa City, redemption or catastrophe is never far away. Whether she emerges victorious or faces the consequences of her actions, one thing is clear. No one manipulates, schemers, or shocks Genoa City quite like Phyllis Summers. In conclusion, Phyllis's journey on The Young and the Restless continues to captivate audiences because it blends human vulnerability with high-stakes drama. She has always walked the line between hero and villain, but her latest moves suggest that the line is blurring, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Fans will be glued to their screens, waiting to see who survives the fallout, who emerges unscathed, and whether Phyllis Summers once again has gone too far.